ripped from the headlines, slathered in facts and attitude. It's the only show on the internet that matters. Bullet Point Nation. I'm Michael Loftus, across the continent, and in my heart is this man.
Judd Dunning.
There you go. I like how you did the cartoony Pepe Le Pew. Hey, we've got a big show, and as always, we're staying on task. What's tonight's bullet points? What's bullet point number one, Judd?
Bullet point number one is, it's amazing how Michael's never scripts these opens and they fly out of his mouth. That's why I'm always laughing. All right, buddy. Bullet point number one. All right. Biden stops a hiding. Big Joe gives his first teleprompter reading.
Whoa, he's alive. Or at least a convincing animatronic. Bullet point number two.
This is not a CG Joe. That's only in GQ. Bullet point number two. Attack of HR 1 continues to aim to federalize our U.S. elections.
This can only be followed by bullet point number Trey.
Mathematical inevitability continues here on our dynamic show of thinking men. Bullet point number three. Future of the GOP, one special and close to Michael Loftus's heart. He's going to unload on us this evening.
Yup. Now bullet point number four.
Bullet point number four. Nevada socialists take over Sin City and then break in two in an act of unity.
Trouble brewing in the Democrat Party. Then I think we're going to promote some stuff. Then I think there's going to be a wild card. I picked it this week, America. It's going to be a good one. So this would be an awesome time to roll some sweet, sweet graphics. You busted out the smolder. I like it. Your smolder's improving. From episode 1 to now, your smolder's up a good 87%. Those are good numbers. Okay, so we know how the show works. I'll explain it for the kids at home. We have a limited time. We gotta stick to the information. We gotta give people the insights they're not getting anywhere else, and then we are moving and a grooving. So tomorrow, if you're lucky enough to actually show up in an office, you'll know what you're talking about. All right, Judd, kick it off. Bullet point number one. This is a big
bullet point number one. Big one. Biden came out from hiding, man, to celebrate 100 days since COVID granted him the presidency. And he also gets to grieve the fact that he eventually may have to give back control to the people. You know, Biden asked America, he asked us to stay the course. Hopefully it's not until China releases a new variant so he can continue his march of long knives over the United States of America, man. So Mike and I just listened to this right before this show. You know, I mean, it's crazy. 50 days to come out and talk to the people. You know, I don't want to use the words, do you give a but come on. I mean, does the guy even care about us as the population, you know? I think it was very, very brave of Biden to come out, you know, from a timeout. And I think it was cool that Nancy allowed him to actually speak this evening. But what he said lacked substance. It was like Fauci 2.0, Michael Loftus.
That's a great insight. It was Fauci 2.0. And let me say for the record, I don't need to see Joe Biden speak in public. I just need proof of life at this point, right? Just remind me that he's alive. But these videos where he comes out and he's like, he can't remember the Pentagon. I don't want China to watch those. I don't want our enemies going, ooh, he's messed up. It's a national security threat. Okay, but tonight, oh, Judd, I know I got the warm fuzzies when he said we're eligible for a vaccine. Oh, hip, hip, hooray. What a brave move. We're all eligible. And then he's like, and we're going to make a website where you'll find where to, as soon as a Democrat says they're going to build a website, hold on to your wallet. That's going to be $1 billion boondoggle that won't work. And then here's the one that really pissed me off, where he's like, and after you get the vaccine, we'll let you know what you can and can't do. Excuse me? Excuse me?
Yeah.
You're not the boss of me. I'm not in the military. I'm a free man. I'll let you know what I want to do, bitch.
Yeah, and I loved how he was also saying that when he's going to let teachers be protected to go back to teach the kids. I mean, it's like they said it's an actual 0% statistically. It's so low that it averages down. The kids aren't carriers. Kids don't even have COVID. I mean, let's listen. Let's send a few teachers to the camps if that's what it is. I mean, there's got to be brave teachers who are like, I'm sure I'm willing to go, but they're scabs. The teacher unions created by Democrats. And they're acting like it's a privilege for us to get the teachers back to work. Teachers, I'm sorry, they've been cowards through this whole thing. And they're holding up like heroes, man.
Yeah.
You know, and then this thing about July 4th and barbecue, like, bro, I've been having barbecues for 48 weeks. I've been having friends over, and we're celebrating being friends, and nobody got sick. So here we go. Tony Robbins came out this week. He's like, when Tony Robbins comes out, that's kind of cool. You know, all the Canadian teachers came out, but no. He's going to put us into his model to get back. I thought it was, to be honest, man, I thought it was disgusting and repressive.
Oh, completely. And then the cherry on top was for him to wrap it up in Independence Day. And then this Independence Day, small gatherings, little gatherings. How about no? All right. Yeah. Bullet point number 2.
Forget hot dogs, man. We're taking syringes. We're all gonna shoot up RNA and altering vaccine for barbecue because we're Americans. God, what a different world we live in since the Trump years, man. I mean, my Lord, things have changed. Bullet point number 2.
Yes.
Talk all night about this. I'm the long-winded one. Michael is the bullet-pointed one, if you've never noticed. The attack of HR1. So here we are again. We talked about this last week. I just want to keep it in front of everybody's mind. I mean, look, there was this crazy thing that happened last week was right after we announced it passed in the Senate, then Nancy turns and goes, I can't breathe. Goes to the George Floyd Policing Act, because what Democrats do is they give you some impressive, invasive governmental policy. Then they immediately pivot to race and victimhood. And it was like clockwork last week, man. That's exactly, before we could even go, wait a minute, are we going to, all illegals can vote, automatic voter registration. We're going to abolish voter ID laws. We're going to have online voter registration without protections of verifications. I'm going to go through these. We have same-day registration, 15 days early voting, restricting election officials' efforts to maintain the accuracy of voting lists, no excuse absentee voting you have to prove. Professional ballots can be cast outside your precinct, and redistricting. They're basically taking the entire vote, cramming it down our throat. And what they said this week was it was actually about keeping big forces and constituencies out of the vote. Big, dark constituents out of our vote. Had nothing to do with that at all.
It's so predictable, Judd. You could set your clock forward or backwards by it. You know the Democrats are going to do this. Now, I'm going to insist right now that you back me up with some slides. I'm going to need some sweet graphics. I'm going to need you to click through and give me something.
I'm going to go right through Biden's speech, which was amazing, and I hope that I see that our fast-thinking viewers enjoying that.
We're there.
I'll come back.
There.
Okay, keep going.
This is a nightmare, and you already know what the Democrats are going to say. They're going to say, we just want every American to vote. We just want, you know this. What's wrong with every American voting? So if the conservative movement, if they're not ready to counter that, and they have to counter this with, we want everyone's vote to count. Your vote is so important to us, and they got to say, these are the other countries that don't do vote by mail. And listen, if they're going to expect me to have a vaccine passport and show an ID, we need voter ID. Like, the conservative movement needs to get aggressive on this. And for those of you paying attention, little stories of election fraud are going off like popcorn kernels. It's like there was one in Mississippi, there was another one today. People are getting arrested, and they're going to jail for voter fraud, mail-in ballots that were no good. So Republicans have to move heaven and earth to stop HR1, which I like to call House Resolution Nightmare 1.
It is. Oh, great wisdom. I can no longer say great wisdom because of Dr. Seuss's violations, but great wisdom. All right, moving on. Michael, I just think we're going to lay it there. So keep your eye on HR1. Make sure it doesn't pass. I think the Senate's going to push back on some of the big parts of it, but we're in that uncomfortable point. It's like, what do they do? How far will they go? As long as COVID's around, one will never know. And moving on from my poetry moment to bullet point number 3, Michael Loftus, tell us your thoughts. 3 on the, thank you, the 22 is a Hinckley. That's pretty bad. I shouldn't even reference that. It was the future of GOP. So let us know your thoughts.
I'm very deeply concerned about the GOP. Now, here's what it is. And this isn't a battle between, Donald Trump and blah, blah, blah. This is a battle between people who are going to get stuff done and find solutions and those who are not. My head was about to explode today when I saw a couple members of the Republican Party. They were talking about Britney Spears. They were talking about Pepe Le Pew and cancel culture. Hey, boys, we got bigger fish to fry. Literally, you need to find some votes. You need to talk to Kristen Sinema. You need to talk to Joe Manchin. You got to find some votes so we can save our elections. We can fight HR1 and then stop. They're getting very nitpicky. Oh, Joe Biden won't call it a crisis at the border. Listen, I give 0 dookies. I give 0 dookies if Biden won't call it a crisis or not. They need to get the National Guard down there. They need to figure out a way. They got to do something. Stop, not so much talky, actions. Stay focused, GOP.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, look, in Joel Pollack's book we had on the show, on how Trump won, it was all about immigration. It was that important of an issue. It wasn't just strategy. We really did want to protect our nation. And by the way, remember 9/11. Remember 9/11. Why are we dropping our guard? We lost thousands and thousands of people. They just said that 4,300 criminals were actually brought into the country who had prior violations. They're sending down people for extra support. Immigration matters because it's about our identity, my friend. If you keep putting in these bad people, it's already not safe in Los Angeles. This is a different country. This is a different city than I've lived in. We all have that app, that neighborhood app, and it's like, oh, knife stabbing, shooting, but you don't hear about it because the newspapers don't want to cover it. They don't want to cover all the onslaught of crime. And by the way, not in a racist fashion. If you do the statistics, it's a mostly south of the border crime wave, almost like 70-80%.
Yeah.
So we're having a really serious crisis here. And look, sex trafficking is up. Human trafficking is up. We care about life and we care about the sanctity of our country. And I agree with the GOP. We don't really have anybody to rally behind that. And the other thing is too, with gas, this attack on oil and gas, are we just going to forget the 40,000 people that we just got canceled? Because they should go get a different type of job. The average worker is not happy right now. I tell you, if we can control the vote, we can keep it together, like Michael Loftus said in New York tonight, then we have a really good chance at the midterms because their policies are horrendous. We need to play on that. And some of the guys are.
Yeah, and hopefully they'll keep that focus. Listen, Nancy Pelosi's no dummy. She knows that they have 2 years to jam as much down the pipe as they can. It's going to be a tsunami of socialist policies. So everybody on the right side of the aisle needs to double up, put on the blinders, and focus like lasers. Oh, and if they could pick up the phone and call a lawyer. I haven't heard about one lawsuit over one of Biden's executive orders. Could we?
Yeah, isn't it interesting? It was a squad, right? Who's suing our way back? And the other thing, man, is this the stimulus bill that was taught, the Rescue Act tonight, is a joke. It is a joke. I love this meme. When somebody takes 25% of your money and then gives 2% of it back. But actually, we're printing it. We're printing future money into inflation. So we're actually stealing debt, and this kind of debt and printing steals the future from the next generations. If we had woke young people saying they're actually woke, they'd understand their futures are being leveraged right now. Stop spending other people's futures. Stop decimating wealth. Stop abandoning our seniors. And what the heck just happened to insulin, man? Insulin's up like 8 times. I mean, we're talking about why would somebody in their right mind stop lower drug prices for harm people? What is the constituency behind that?
Maybe to force them towards Obamacare. We got to move on. We got another bullet point. Are we up to bullet point 4?
We are up to bullet point number 4. Bullet point number 4. I'm going to actually, and here I go. I'm going to actually match the slide to the period here because we used to give it to the producer. We're giving it back to the producer because obviously I'm getting younger day by day. All right, so bullet point number 4. Thank you so much. Nevada socialist takeover. They break up the party there in unity. So I'll tell you a little bit about this. The Democrats were shocked when Nevada Dem leader Alana Montz and her entire staff resigned after Democrat socialist Judith Whitmer took over. Now, this is great news, right? I think. Because, just as Vegas is reopening, we can all be there for its going out of business sale. Watch what's going to happen with this state. It's crazy because what if you look back in the history, this started in 2016 with Bernie Sanders. There's a big split there. Believe it or not, Harry Reid used to push all this stuff through with Obama and Nancy Pelosi, but he was actually represented the Reid group there. The name is the Reid Machine. It was actually the classical liberals. So they just quit. They just quit on the other socialists because they said they went too far. So I think what we're going to see, man, is we're going to see that a lot of classic Democrats, a lot of classic liberals are out to actually save the country. They're aware that 6% of our country are the hard left pushing through all these policies. Michael Loftus.
I love that optimism. Thank goodness that you had an optimistic take because this terrifies me. When the Democrats in Nevada find someone who's too far left for them, they're like, this is too scary. This is too lefty. We have to quit. That scares me, man.
Yeah.
That's right. No good. So it just shows you the popularity of socialism. This idea of we're going to create this fake equality. We're going to give you free money. It's hard to beat free. And if people don't understand the history of socialism and the mountains and mountains of dead bodies that you get from socialism and how it's failed every single time, here they come. And that it's too far left for the Democrats in Nevada. Oh my Lord. I guess you
LA West.
Optimistic.
It is. And wait until equal outcome versus equal opportunity hits the casinos, right? You're going to be about to hit blackjack, and then you're going to have to give your aces to the most diverse party to the right of you. Be like that's equity, right? And then you're going to say, oh, but at least I paid for my reparations of white privilege. How far is socialism? How far can socialism go in Nevada in the casino world, man? This is a mega corporation of transportation, fun, and freedom for the world. What are they going to do? Are they going to curtail casinos?
I don't know, but they're probably not going to call it blackjack.
Topped it. That's funny. All right, go. This is my favorite time of the day of the week is promo time. So what's going on in New York and the Loftus Party, sir?
So many wonderful things happening. Listen, like the LoftusParty.com is blowing up. We got news, we got sports, we got MMA predictions, we've got crazy videos. It's chef's kiss. And people they're gonna have to go to Fox Nation and watch my stand-up special and stay tuned to BulletPointNation so I can announce my new stand-up tour.
Ooh, really? Oh, exciting.
I'm working on a little something. What's going on? Have you written another book?
Have I written another book? No, but I want to audition as an MC on your tour. So listen, brother, that is great news. Can't wait to see your new tour. I just want to tell you, one of our fans contacted, said, oh, I went online. I watched all of Michael's 3 specials and I had a blast. So I got that feedback last night. So remember, if you're out there, Michael has 3 specials and you need a night of conservative comedy. Remember what it was like during the Trump years.
Yeah.
Do it. So no, the book's doing great. We are continuing. I'm continuing to be a regular on American Agenda on Wednesday midday and Friday afternoons. I'm having a blast with the Newsmax people. They're talking truth. They're consistently staying in the pocket, just like Fox. I'm gonna give a shout out for Fox, man. I love Tucker. I love Fox. These are really hard times for networks under a lot of oppression from big tech, getting canceled. The way that they were abandoned because of the certain thing. They're a great network. They're doing great. Michael, I saw you on there the other day on Gutfield. You're doing a great job, and it's just an honor that in our houses, living under communism, that we can create media on Fox and Newsmax from our houses. It's a weird time, right?
It is.
It's a weird time.
Very Jetsons.
Yeah. So new article coming out on HR1. Just hits Newsmax tomorrow at Newsmax Insiders. So everything's going great. And thanks for coming to Bullet Points. And I say we move in, Michael, to the wild card.
We're going to have to. Nothing but love for Fox, nothing but love for Newsmax, nothing but love for One America. We need all these voices to thrive. Give me more, give me more, give me more. I want all of it. All right. Nice. Now, it was my week for a wild card. Judd, what's tonight's wild card topic?
China goes, it's even hard to say. China goes all anal with mandatory swabs. Awkward. Of course, a Loftus classic.
So this is what China's doing now. If you're a foreigner and you want to come and visit China, you have to get an anal swab COVID test. They're not going to go the nose. They're not going to go the mouth. Has to be your butthole. Now this is just China being rude. Like it's already bad they gave us the coronavirus, but now we got to go to the next slide. That's way too.
You like that one?
Yeah.
Here it is. I like this one. Risk of dying of COVID-19 or China anal swab test. You choose.
But this is just China. Listen, either somebody in their COVID department just has the things for people's butts, or they just want to symbolically just have at it with everybody who visits their country. They have the Olympics coming. They have the Olympics. Everybody's going to get their butthole checked out by some freaky Chinaman in the airport? Like,
you didn't even commit a crime. Ooh la la. I don't think that's the right sound effect for this experience. Yeah, they said if you actually read, there are psychological, they're talking about distress, PTSD.
The Japanese says it's causing mental anguish. And I'm like, really? I mean, I've seen some videos out of Japan. I don't think a Q-tip in their butthole. That's pretty tame.
Aren't they kind of like the cleanest, like kind of anal retentive people, you know? Like, hi, I'm Japanese and everything is perfect. You know, it's like, it's kind of.
There's so much bad blood between China and Japan. Yeah. Japan knows what they're doing. This is a mind game. This isn't about COVID.
It's true.
This is about you will submit to my will.
I just talked about Japan, and our producer's like, you're talking about Japan, it's about China. So if you heard that in the background, that's true. Yes. Well, listen, I'm not going to China, and
I'm going to go twice.
No matter how good the bat soup is coming down the line, and I wish Trump was in, man. I just wanted that phone call, like, Z, we're going to charge you reparations for the damage to 33% destruction to our GDP. We're taking it off the debt. Got to go. I just wish that's what he would have done. And it would have corrected the world markets. We would have gone to the brink of war. China would have pulled out their assets to the United States. We would have turned this into a win. But instead, Biden's ready to run over there and do business. So anyway, Trump 2024, that's a good way to end the show, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And it'll be the way things are going now, as fast as things are going down the political toilet right now, and how it's America last. They're gonna have to come up with a better Dominion voting machine, because it's gonna be a tidal wave. People will have had enough.
Yeah, amen. I think, look, nothing better to turn the tide than bad governance. So we're getting a lot of that right now. This is the most tonight was the most repressive speech I've ever heard. I'm gonna look to Obama for inspiration after that. That guy is dead at the rail. I mean, I don't know what he said except, wear a mask.
I need you. It's not hyperbole. I need you. That's when he's trying to figure out what he's supposed to say.
Barbecue. Salute the Marines.
Yes. Bangle banner. All right. Great show. Thanks for tuning in. Drop a like, leave a comment. Let us know what you want more of at Bullet Point Nation.
God bless you. God bless America. Catch both our shows here weekly. Catch the Loftus channel, the Loftus Party at the Loftus Party, and catch us at Bullet Point Nation. We'll see you next week.